Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Episode number 35. I had to check because this has been an absolutely amazing ride. My name is Ronsley, and you're listening to my AI love affair. It's all about how I stopped being married to working long hours. And today I'm in beautiful Sydney, just under the Harbour Bridge actually, and pretty lucky to be recording this episode. It's all about paid ads and how you can get an ROI from your paid ads and how you can do that using artificial intelligence so that you can execute at speed and also you can execute with accuracy. Come, let's learn.
Hey, it's Ronsley. Welcome, you AI geek, to this podcast, My AI Love Affair. Consider this podcast your digital compass guiding you through the labyrinth that is business growth using artificial intelligence. Running a business as a creative can sometimes be like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But what if you had a secret tool that could align all the colors for you? That is AI. It's like a master key unlocking multiple doors. Thanks for being here. Let's learn.
All right, today is episode number 35, and we are talking about how to get an ROI on paid ads using artificial intelligence. Now, the aim of today's growth tactic is to maximize ROI. That's our goal. And the outcome that we want with increased ROI is to increase sales and increase visibility. So that's our goal. So I'm going to start as always. If you haven't checked out any of the previous growth tactics, we release a growth tactic every Monday. And it is a growth tactic that you can execute using artificial intelligence. I first break it up into some principles that you're going to pay attention to, mistakes to avoid, and then the steps to execute. Once I talk about the steps, I will show you how to do that using artificial intelligence and the prompts that you need to think about. All right, let's start. The first principle that I want you to think about is precision. The right target audience is key to everything that has to do with paid ads. A lot of the times we have this mistake that we make where we go out trying to get paid ads done when our normal organic marketing isn't working. If we haven't figured out our organic marketing, there's no reason to go down paid ads because it means that our target audience hasn't been sorted out. So who are they? Where are they at, and what do they want is the key to understanding who your target audience is and how to deliver to them. That's precision. Number two is clarity. The principle of clarity is to create clear and engaging ads. So if you have the right target audience, the second principle is to make sure that the ads you create, the copy, everything else, is clear to that audience, right? You want to convert with precision into the clarity of assets. And the assets I'm talking about in particular are the copy, the image, and the call to action. And I'll show you what I mean by that in the steps as I follow and go through this growth tactic. So that's principle number two. Principle number three is to use feedback to change and adapt. And I think this is a thing that happens in most projects that we got to pay attention to. How can we change and adapt and wait to make sure that we capture feedback? Because measuring and analyzing is the key to principle number three, which is adaptation. So three principles. Number one is precision, number two is clarity, and number three is adaptation. The mistake that I want you to avoid, and this is more for me than for you, is to not overcomplicate the ad. Don't add too much copy that confuses the audience. Don't add images that don't belong in the ad copy, and don't have a call to action that asks different things every time there's an ask in your ad copy. Make sure it's one thing. So don't overcomplicate it. Make it as simple as possible. The right audience, the clarity of message, and then to make sure that we can use feedback to adapt and measure. So that's the mistake to avoid. The three steps for us to execute this tactic is the target audience, who is the target audience, and how specific we can get with the audience we're targeting. Number two, to design the ads with clarity, and number three, how to use it across multiple platforms and to repurpose and test. Okay, let's start with step number one, target audience. Now, if you have used Meta or Facebook's business ad manager, you will understand that there is one audience that you can send multiple ads to, which allows you to do something called split testing. So one audience gets multiple different ads, and what you're doing with that is you're trying to create the right ad copy for the right audience. You want to see what resonates, because a lot of the times we as business owners are far ahead from where our audience is at, and we need to meet them where they're at as opposed to where we think they should be. Okay, so when you are thinking about your target audience, you want to figure out what their why stack is. And what I mean by why stack is, what are their fears? What are the fears that leads to them not doing something? As a result, it leads to frustrations that they are dealing with, like the problems that they're dealing with. Because of those problems, they actually want something. What are the wants that they have? What are the needs that they have? What are the mistakes that they're making trying to get the wants and the outcomes while they have the fears and frustrations? And if they have the fears and frustrations and they want to get the wants and outcomes, what steps do they need to take without making the mistakes to get them there? Okay, so that is your target audience, and figuring out those why stack elements are really important to get the audience and the right ad to the right audience. Step number one. Step number two is to design the ads, and the three elements of designing the ads: there's copy, there's image, and there's call to action. Now we can make this more complicated, but in the copy, the first and most important thing is the first line. What is the hook? And that copy is really, really important. Now we can go through the rest of the copy, and there's different principles you can use in copywriting to create really engaging ads. And I'll talk about that in the prompt section, where we use artificial intelligence to create some amazing copy. But the first line is important, and then the rest of the copy is important. That is copy. Number two is the image. The image should stop the scroll, and it should build trust and credibility. If you create unicorn with rainbows coming out of their ass, it might stop the scroll, but it does not build trust and credibility. So you want to do both with the image. And the final one is call to action. You want to be able to encourage the audience to take action, whatever it is, the action that you want them to take as a result of the copy that they've read. Okay, that's step number two, to design the ads. Number three step is how to have this perform on multiple platforms. Okay, could you try this on other platforms? Could you have one ad that hits a particular audience and then repurpose that ad on another platform and see what kind of results you can get? What would that change? Could you potentially have a better presence on a different platform if you tried this method? And is your audience even there on the other platform before you go about just posting if your audience isn't there? So those are the three steps that I wanted to execute. Now let's talk about how you can do that with artificial intelligence at speed. How do we execute it with those principles in mind, and to make sure that we don't overcomplicate the ad? Okay. Number one, I'd love you to go to Claude AI, Bard, any chat GPT, whether it's 3.5 or it's 4, any chat-based GPT generative pre-trained transformer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to previous tech stacks where I break down what GPT actually means. So go to one of those text-based generative pre-trained transformers, and I'd first like you to go and ask a simple question. Provide 3 to 5 examples of highly effective Facebook ad targeting strategies for business, whatever the business you are in, whether it is a law firm, whether it's a marketing agency, whether it's a coach, whether it's a garage, it doesn't matter what it is. So provide 3 to 5 examples of highly effective Facebook ad targeting strategies for your particular business, and you change that. After you do that, you then go in and say, analyze my audience. This is who I think my audience are. I would love for you to analyze them and let me know what their fears, frustrations, list out their why stack. Give me 3 problems that they're having. Give me 3 frustrations. What are the 3 needs that they have? What are the 3 mistakes that they're making? What are the 5 steps that they need to take so that they can avoid the mistakes? and get the outcomes that they're after. That's prompt number 2. Prompt number 3 is, what are 5 tips for creating engaging video ad content on X? So X is a topic for why business, and why is the business that you're in, whether it is the one that you've tried in the first. I think you should just use the same one in the first prompt. So 5 tips for creating engaging video ad content on X, which whatever the topic is that you want to create on. For me, it'll be artificial intelligence, how to grow revenue, credibility, and audience using AI for online business owners or creative entrepreneurs. So that's my prompt, which I would try to start and to create this ad. Once I have these prompts and I have some idea to do what I call the literature review, then I would go and say, go into ChatGPT, switch on plugins, and switch on Web Pilot. It's a plugin inside ChatGPT plugins, and also switch on Metaphor. The 2 plugins that I'd love you to switch on. And when you do that, I'd like you to ask ChatGPT, with those plugins switched on, give me 5 really good examples of ads that have been used in my market. And what is the copy and image and call to action that has been used for them to get the results? What are the results that they got, and what are the things that they tweaked to get those results? That, my friends, is going to drastically change how you do these things. Now, if this is the first time you're watching these podcast episodes, I love that you're here. Thank you for being here. Check out our back catalog on myailoveaffair.com. On Wednesdays, we release a case study on how a business owner has implemented AI in their business. On Friday, we release a tech stack explaining some of the more intricate and technical aspects of artificial intelligence and how they apply to you, the creative business owner. And on Monday, we release a growth tactic, how to use growth tactics in your business and execute them with artificial intelligence at speed and with accuracy and with empathy. All right, until next time, I love that you're here. Thank you for being here. Join the Discord community, ai.co/Discord, and get 20 of my free lessons. aigeeks.co/level1 will get you 20 free lessons, including prompts and really important concepts that you need to understand and learn. Until next time, love what you do what you love.
Hey, AI Geek. Thanks for listening. Your job doesn't stop here. I want you to lend your voice to the conversation. So you can join those conversations, discussions, new trainings, new recordings, and the rest of the AI Geeks by going to aigeeks.co/Discord. Also, share this podcast with a friend, another potential AI Geek. Until then, much love.